Let's make sure everything's going. Ugh. Come on. It's the part where it's supposed to tell me that it's out of date. Guess not. Never mind. I was going to go through and try and fix that, but I guess it doesn't want to tell me it's out of date now. Okay. Whatevs. It's just whatevs. Okay. There's that, and that. This back over here. Okay. Alright. Morning to whoever may be out there in viewer land. Okay, let's turn it on. Einstein, I don't know if you'll see this or not, but if you do, on the off chance you do, thank you, man. I appreciate it. My staying 5 days ago, I wasn't even streaming, came in with a Twitch Prime. Thank you. I really do appreciate it, man. So, sulfur, metal. Since wipe day, I had a brand new map, so I'm way up here in the corner. I had to find a place to put my two large external furnaces. Use that. Always use more cloth. Always use sulfur and metal ore too. And then main base is way the hell up here, up on the hill. I couldn't really find a decent spot to put the furnaces down here that wasn't like undulating to all hell. So I just decided to go through and put them down there. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of this water here. So, standard Evil Worst design. The only thing that I want to do different that I haven't done yet is I need to try and find some solar panels and see if I can put them there. Over there, that wall is something that they're planning to do with the server. I have no idea what, but I have figured out there is a way to get past that wall and get up on that hill, which I have done in order to go mining over there, because there's no one over there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pull out this. Just realized my volume is rather low. Okay, let's put you, and you back. That goes in there. Only 3 other people other than me, so on the off chance, I'm going to try and go to the airfield and see if I can get through a run without anybody there. This is my airfield base, which is the standard shipbox 2x1. With a standard airlock. Airfield this time is down here in the snow. Last couple of wipes it's been in the snow. Was not expecting him to be there, and I just saw sulfur down there. Oh, hello. Saw him running. What the fuck? Where'd he go? Okay. Dude just straight up ghosted. Actually, let's pull this out. Slightly better. I haven't gotten a combat knife yet, which is kind of frustrating. Can I pull out the long range? Ah, moved. Oh, there's that guy. There you go. Nah, you're cooking with some gas. Okay. I need to try and get the distance. So we're going for the long distance headshot. Oh! Whoa. Ah! Ah! Oh, it's in a menu, damn it! You son of a bitch! Stab you in the ass. Kind of concerned that I'm not going to be able to get. Jeez, that guy hit me hard. Stop with the Michael J. Fox movement. Look, I realized I had coffee this morning, but it's not that bad. Options, graphics. I'm gonna drop this down. Oh, I can't. Damn. Won't let me. Whoa. Maybe it will. Hello? Game just crashed because I tried adjusting graphics. Okay. I'm used to getting like 60 FPS, but whenever I stream, for whatever idiotic reason, it jacks me back down to 30. So it's really weird because stuff doesn't feel as fluid. The sad part is the capture card shouldn't be doing that to me. you're here. Alright. So... That's a lot of people swinging weapons. That means there's got to be quite a few of them in there. I'm going to guess... Thought I heard 4 distinct. Finally a lock-on rocket. I've been waiting for a lock-on rocket for a while now. Let's put you, and the rest of you can be ordered. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And I missed. Really? I get the feeling there's more. Can you make that a little more hidden? Seriously? Okay. Hey, fridge. I'm gonna save you. Yeah. I want the fridge. I actually really do want the fridge. Okay. Can get to these guys in time. Finally, a freaking tuna can lamp. I have been needing one of those for a while now. Drop. I don't think I got enough machetes. Can you give me a couple more? Hey, Rick. How you doing, man? Do I want to see how you wasted everybody's time in an H&G dev stream? You forced people to attend it? Was that too harsh? Freaking H&G. You made it even better. You got Red Beyond fired? Sadly for me, no. Well, you know, I can be hopeful. I'm allowed to have some hope. Green crate. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, so yes, and yes. And that's going to be rendered. Let's throw the rifle body over there. You asked a question. So then the question is, what's the question? About that Viking invasion, I suppose you need to regrow the beard, but when? Oh my god. Find a zombie-free place. Okay. Un momento. trying to regurgitate those things at me. Alright, let's throw some stuff in here. How many machetes can you throw at once? Okay. Fragile Ironic Cheddar PMS Twin. Love the name. Alright, here we go.
Yes, I don't know. What time is it?
It's we have 15 minutes.
Yeah, we have 15 minutes for questions.
So should we go for?
No, actually, no. We're 15 minutes over.
What?
No, but we started late.
Right. Okay, about that Viking invasion. There's one guy here.
There's a Viking nation.
Viking invasion. I suppose
Viking
you
invasion.
need to regrow that beard. But I mean, that's true. That's true.
Our beer's gonna come back.
Yeah, but I have until Brexit. After that, English is still. Then they are the enemy. Then we can start invading them again.
You wanna invade England?
Yeah.
But for that, you need.
I need a
Proper
proper
beard.
Proper
Okay,
beard, yeah.
okay, I see what this is.
Yeah,
going.
well, anyway, it doesn't really take that long to grow anyway. It's just about, and it's super easy. Just don't shave, and it grows out of your face. Actually, it's one of the things that I think all males should actually do before you die. You should let your beard grow and see how crazy it is, because most, a lot actually have pretty weird beards.
We can.
Wow. Just wow. That's just, it's sad. So I have a beard. I don't let it grow out that much. I let it grow out a little bit. Longest I'll let it go is probably about 2 inches long at the most. But that's what my wife prefers. She does not like it too long and bushy. And as somebody who's been married for 11 years now, and anyone who's ever been married before will tell you, happy wife, happy life. Alright, this is gonna get crazy really quickly because of everything that's here. So we're gonna go ahead and drop this already. This is gonna get eaten. All of this is gonna get eaten. That's gonna get dropped. Because I can already tell you that we're gonna get full of stuff really freaking quickly at this rate. I'm gonna eat the can of beans and I'll go recycle that. Okay. Let's go ahead and go upstairs. I'm not surprised Red Bjorn would go through and waste time like that. He tends to waste time on a lot of things. I've said it before and I'll keep on saying it. If you want H&G to survive, fire him. That's the only real option that's left. Fire him. This now becomes my better flesh gatherer. I'm gonna apologize right now. I have been on day 6, I think, of a migraine. So if I'm slow to answer anybody's alerts or chat or anything, it's not intentional. Yeah, it's because of the weather. Florida the past little bit. Jesus, can I get a few more hazmat suits? I already got one. I don't need 20. Florida's just been nothing but rain lately. So. But I've been dealing with P5. It's sort of near where my beach house is. I got a beach house up here, so I probably could make it, but I'm not going to. I've been dealing with migraine since I was a kid. I think the very first one I ever experienced, I was probably about 6. Back then, I didn't know what it was, so I called it an eye headache because it was behind the eyes. And to my 6-year-old self, that made perfect sense. Obviously, I've learned a lot better since then. Yep. I wonder if those are the ones I was hearing earlier. I kind of want them to come running out here. Come on. Come on, motherfucker. Come on. That's right, motherfucker. Yeah, I've dealt with them my entire life. Pressure changes. Huge trigger. Weather, huge trigger. Oops. Okay. This is why I didn't want them to be in here. Okay, I need the chocolate. I need the room. Okay. I knew I heard something. The only thing is, I got no room to pick this up with. Alright, let's drop you. Drop you. Drop you. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and farm this stuff. Okay. That, and that can go away. Okay. Find room for that. Anything else I want to get rid of? Like, I want to keep the tuna can for the tuna can lamps. Let's do this. Drop you for the moment. Replace you. You're going to go here, and then you're going to go over here. And I know that's going to make me too cold, but that's going to just be what I have to do for the moment. I'm going to have to recycle here, then go back to that tower and go through. Warm shower and into bed, complete dark, and a cold pack on the head. Cold pack won't help me. I've learned that years, decades ago. Crate in there. Okay. I'll have to come back for that crate. No crate. But green crate there. Okay. You. Turn on. Okay. Pork can go in there too. That can go in there. If all else fails, you know what? I'm just gonna drop the crude oil. Well, no, I kind of want to keep the crude oil. The advantage of the crude oil is I could still go back through and burn it and make low grade. Alright, since we're already in here, let's go ahead and loot what's in this, which is just going to wind up filling the inventory up more. Oh, Sasquatch was over there. I figures. I think he has a base over there, if I remember right. Yeah, lately work has been extremely stressful, so that doesn't help. Get outside of that. It's 2 murders plus the guy. Between the stress level of work and my having to deal with the fact that Florida is a rainy son of a bitch right now, have been hurting pretty much every day. Okay, start, reach the limit of what I can carry here. I was not expecting to have this good a run off of the airfield. Kind of was not expecting this. I think what I'm going to do is this plate. I never wind up using the plate at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. Never wear the plate armor. Got anything else here I can do? Okay, gosh. Let's do this. We're going to do that and then that, and that'll free up an inventory spot. That up there. Okay. Thankfully, I only have this and then that tower. Problem is when that happens. And I'm getting a lot of attachments for guns, and I'm getting a lot of guns. Yeah, I get it, Rick. I'm going to unload that ammo. And I'm going to recycle that. Unload that ammo. And recycle that. Unload that ammo. I'm going to recycle that. Unload that ammo. Recycle that. Anything else I can unload the ammo of and get rid of it? I'm going to unload this semi-auto and recycle this semi-auto as well. Let's go ahead and recycle all the semi-autos. I never use the pistols. I probably should, but I never do. Lots of guns sounds like America. America. So, of course, this server has purge day every 2 weeks. Last purge day, people decided that they were going to actually decide to go after me. Not exactly sure why, because out of the entire server, I'm like the least offensive person here. You know what? I'm also going to drop this. I don't need any more food. I'm just going to drop... I'll keep the animation shell. I only got one more thing I got to go through. One more tower. But yeah, they decided that they were going to raid me. Well, I made sure that my base was inner core all high quality metal, which meant that they had to burn through a shit ton of resources to get to me. And then everything worthwhile that I had in my base, while they were literally trying to break into it, I started pulling it out of my storage containers and recycling it, because I had a recycler at that base. So I started recycling everything. By the time they got into it, there was practically nothing left in the base other than just the resources left to keep the thing running. And it was done on purpose, just so that when they got in there, they wasted a ton of resources for no gain. It felt good, because the guy who was trying to break in was an absolute grade A asshole. Let me see. Everything's got a red tint right now. Probably because I turned the graphics level down. Alright, so now I can pull that back out. Put that back on. Pull you back out. I guess I could pull the raw pork back. Alright. Back to the home. Alright, let's get one of these tuna can lamps out. Right there, turn on. There we go. Let there be freaking light. There should be a wall here and ladders and that kind of stuff. I have decided, rather than going through and doing that at the start of the wipe, I'm going to wait until the end. It saves a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to get back into our clothes. That can go away. And now we're going to start pulling out all the stuff that needs to be stored away. Okay, so gun, attachment, attachment. Let's do that too. Pork is going to go on one of these barbecues. Barbecues are actually great storage. Not bad, 353 scrap from that. Let's go ahead and do we have anything in that barbecue? No. Okay. So we're just going to eat some of the cooked bear meat that we have here. Okay. I also did this differently than I've done in the past. Food goes there. Have any other food? Food. Okay, resources, and resources. And sure, we'll count that as resources. Actually, tuna can there. Yes. Quite a bit of high qual already. Not going to complain, that's for sure. Let's throw you in there. Stop trying to murder me. Okay. So now, pull out the components. Alright. I mean, you can see I got plenty of plate armor already, so. One of these has ammo. There we go. Wanted to research that, but forgot. Go in there. Forgot that this needs to go over in the resource pile. Okay, and that. That just needs to be recycled at some point. Let's go ahead and throw you in there. Sounds good. Okay. Oh, forgot. You need to go in there. Haven't gotten a refinery yet. Kind of unusual. Take that down to the sulfur and metal ones. I think what I'm going to do though is I'll just toss it in here for a moment. Fridge is going to go there. I am anticipating that I'm going to get the Easter egg event, which is why I am prepping by getting into the Easter Bunny outfit. There's my 2 furnaces down there. That moon be rising. Coffee. So delicious. It's supposed to help with my migraine. Sorta does, sorta doesn't. I don't know what the hell this guy is doing, but I don't even know who it is. I love how, if you notice the shadow of the shotgun, did you notice it's not a shotgun? It's a freaking chainsaw. Not exactly sure how that works. Not sure why the shadow of a shotgun is a chainsaw, but rust things. If I'm going to get the Easter egg event, I want to be down here. It's a relatively flat surface, and it's near a couple of bases, so it's easier to deal with. But if If I don't get it within by 3 in-game time, then I know I'm not getting it. Usually it would have started by now. What I've noticed is if I'm gonna get it, it starts at 2:30 in-game time. So far, it's looking like I'm not gonna get it. So we'll check on this. It's in here. It's progressing quite well. Yep. Not gonna get it this time. Oh well. Check on this. Not bad. I've intentionally gone through and limited the number of doors that I have up right now. I'm gonna put more up. I've just been limiting the number that I put up initially just because it's PvE and it's not gonna matter if they're there or not there. I can leave them completely empty, not have a single door there, and it's not gonna affect anything. So I've done minimal doors until the last day of wipe. Purge day, I'm gonna wall the heck out of things, and that's what I did the last one. I left door here, and then the door here, and then it was walls everywhere. And I had hidden myself in this thing, only it wasn't this design, but I hid myself over here and walled myself in. They did eventually kill me, but they would have had to have wasted a ton of rockets for no benefit, which I'm always a fan of. Since I hate PvP with a passion, I enjoy when people get screwed over by wanting to do PvP and not getting anything out of it. Alright, so we took care of emptying inventory. We've run airfield. Got quite a bit out of airfield, which is nice. I think I'm going to go get some more coffee because I need my coffee. My wonderful sleeping bag with crime scene. I'm going to get coffee and then probably going to go on a mining run. I don't know. Gotta try and decide what I'm going to exactly do. I kind of want to go through and set up a base over here, but I'd have to go through and prep a lot of stuff for it, and I don't want to prep it right this second. So I think I'm going to just go through and do a mining run, which may involve down here, or it may involve running over here. Oh, here's the cargo ship. Since the cargo ship's coming in, give you a nice beautiful look of the cargo ship. There you go. Beautiful look at the cargo ship. This is my purge base, the first purge base. The idea with this purge base is I needed a nice location that was relatively hidden, and let's face it, this is pretty fucking hidden. So if I do have anything major left, I'm going to probably wind up throwing it into that thing and intentionally hide it. Beautiful cargo ship. Alright. I don't even have a box in here right now, but I should make a box there. That way I could go through and store stuff from the either the Pro kit or the Elite kit or both. But I'll be right back. The hell? What the hell that thing was doing? Okay, now I'll be back. I don't know where that thing came from. Alright. Coffee acquired. Mission accomplished. We have mission accomplishment. We have coffee. Alright. Let's see here. I usually get some decent sulfur around here, but I don't think I want to do that. Would love to be down there, but that ain't gonna happen. Wonder how many people set up bases down off of this. Because I gotta imagine somebody did. Actually, building a boat base off of this river would be nice too. I have a base somewhere in here. I don't remember where. But somewhere down there. I think it's somewhere like right in here. So that I have access to the train yard, the cabins, the mining outpost, the gas station, and the supermarket. Just because these are good for light stuff. Light amounts of things. Building a boat base down here would be nice, though. I think we'll jet over to the... Let's go ahead and pull this out. Pull you down. You're going to go there. And you are going to go back in there. And then we're going to go to the airfield. Only because there's a lot of good resources around there. Figure the airfield base is here, and up here has been a ton. And there's always a lot of things here. This is actually not a bad spot if I wanted to go down to build a base there. See, the Chinook is nearby. Hello. love to go through and shoot that thing down, but not going to happen. Huh. Sure. Random scientist. Yeah. Just because the auto door close it. Yeah, auto door closed. Okay. You know that people love to do shit boxes because no matter where you go, you see a lot of this. I see this a lot around the airfield. People with shit boxes. Tool cupboard. I don't even see a sleeping bag in there. That's probably somebody's easy. Yeah, I'm gonna warp over here, do some stuff, and then warp back. It's all about the teleport. One key card that I'll probably never use. Problem with the key cards is the whole doing the puzzle thing, and well, I got the bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Huh. It's unusual. I'm not seeing any nodes. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. There's the cheddar. Sulfur, metal, sulfur, sulfur. I don't care about the stone so much. Ooh, hello. I'll go ahead and mine up some of the stone. Off chance I do wind up going all the way down towards that river to build a boat base. If I do, you'll hear me listening to an Evil Worst video on how to do it. Anyone who has any interest in Rust and in building bases, check out Evil Worst. The epitome of German engineering when it comes to bases and Rust. Dude is pretty much the OG of the Rust base builders. And both the furnace base that I have and the one that I'm currently in as my main base, along with the little shit 2x1s, are pretty much all him. I've tried other ones from... There's a guy with a YouTube channel called My Gaming Experience and another guy called Taco Tuesday. I've tried both of theirs. I dislike them. Man. So there and there. So I think I'll start here and then work my way that way. And yes, I'm well aware that there's a bear there that I could go through and farm it up, but if I don't, it's not that big a deal. I have so much cooked meat at my base that I really don't need any more of it. I would do it just for the cloth and bone. Jeez, there we go. I need to go run like this. There's a lot of people that will go through and do like military tunnels and the oil rig and that kind of stuff so that they can get the elite crates, so that they can get the quarries, and then they have the quarries go through and do stuff, which also means that they get a pump jack, and then they turn the stuff from the pump jack into the fuel in order to go through and run the quarries. I don't do that. And I'm consistently in the top 10 for resources gathered. And I actually spend the least amount of time going through and doing nighttime farming of resources. A lot of people will farm it at night. And only at night, because you get more resources, at least on this server at night. I just don't enjoy it. I still need to go down that way. I see a metal node over there. Sulfur node. Stone node. I was expecting that to have busted. Jesus. Starting to get too much off my track here. I don't want to get too far off the planned pathing. If I get too far off the planned pathing, then I end up in Timbuktu. I took the wrong turn at Albuquerque. There's a dead bear carcass somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. Aha! Thought I had seen one. There. Okay. Oh, hello. Wait. It's outpost. Okay. I have to be careful how much further I go. And I can't run with the gun out. Yeah, I see it down there, but I'm not sure I want to go down that far. Level up to 16. those. And I get why Face Punch added this whole, you're going to have to hit the blinking light in order to get the best resources. But, at the same time, fuck you, Face Punch. So many people dislike doing this. I find it probably the most relaxing thing to do in this game. Just mining. I'll agree, the one thing I can't stand is farming trees. Farming trees in this game sucks. It is boring as hell and annoying. I mean, these... It's bad enough that you have to do some finagling around to hit the light every single time, but the freaking X marks the spot on the trees. Seriously, Face Punch. Stop making me do ring around the tree. I remember when you didn't have to do that. Ye olden days. There was a time when it wasn't required. This is the part that bothers me. This. Stop making me do this crap. Because half the time, it'll get stuck and then not work. And every single tree in the game gives you an apple. Last I knew, palm trees don't give apples. I mean, I'm not going to claim to be the most intelligent person on this planet, but I'm pretty sure that pineapple trees don't give apples. Palm trees don't give apples. Seriously? The whole reason I'm just doing this with the trees is to show the problem that I have with it, but I'm also going through and just on the off chance I go down to where I want to set up a base down there. If I happen to come across a nice position to set up camp with a boat base. The one thing I haven't done this entire time that I've been playing on the server, I've never done cargo ship, I've never done the oil rigs. But having a boat base here, I could try and then set up a base here, here, or here. Why? It's purge day. I want a quiet, out of the way spot that on purge day I can set my shit up and be ignored. Don't like PvP in this game. It's part of the reason also why I haven't picked up Hurt World, or at least started playing Hurt World. I may even own it. I don't know. When you have 350 games in your Steam library, you tend to forget which ones you own and which ones you don't own. But I don't like the fact that the only thing you can do in that game is a server with PvP. This server is all PvE except for Purge Day and dynamic PvP zones when Zone Manager works. Zone Manager isn't working right now. It hasn't since the last patch, and the maintainer for it hasn't maintained it yet. Probably because, like most people who play this game, they work. I get it. People work for a living. I know. I do too. So I get that they haven't updated it yet, which I'm okay with because that means I don't have to deal with the PvP of this game then. As I've already said, I don't like PvP. I thought I would like Purge Day, but what I have noticed, at least for the last 2 wipe cycles, Purge Day is filled with a bunch of gigantic assholes. The server has become more popular, which is a good and a bad thing. The good part about it means that more people on it, more people donate to it, more people wind up keeping the server alive. The bad part about it is you end up with more of the absolute grade A assholes. I mean grade A assholes. I do mean grade A assholes. It's a metal node. I know there's some metal nodes up there. Sulfur node and a metal node. Ooh, a couple of sulfur nodes. What do rust assholes do? The same thing as every other asshole day. They be assholes. You'll shoot down, for instance, this down here is the Chinook, this icon down here. You'll shoot down the Chinook, it'll drop a locked crate. Normally that would be a PvP area. It's not a PvP area right now. But it has a 15-minute timer. 15-minute timer expires, they will go in and take your loot if you happen to be involved with something else. The giant excavator pit, you'll go through and clean all the NPCs around it, which there's a lot. They'll go in, put the diesel in, and start using it. Or, even worse, you'll put the diesel in, start using it, and they'll steal your resources. You did all the work, they take your shit. And it's just... It's the reason... People like that was the reason that I stopped playing Rust. And when old grandpas like me yearn for the days of the 90s when gaming communities actually managed themselves, this kind of crap is the reason why. Back in my day. Seriously, back in my day, back in the 90s, when to me gaming was the most fun, if you cheated in a game, the community took care of you. The community took care of you by banishing you from ever playing. You couldn't find a lobby if you were a cheater. Breaking out the old references, the old MSN Gaming Zone, which originally was called the Internet Gaming Zone. I used to play X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, and there were people who would lag switch on there. And they'd lag switch like a motherfucker. And people who lag switched, you were called out on it, and the community basically ostracized you. The only people you could play against were the other people who lag switched. So I yearn for those days only because it was a different type of community back then. Is that power plant? No, that's launch site. That or that's one hell of a person's base. Something that's common nowadays but never existed back then. Teabagging. It just didn't happen. Sulfur, and stone. Sulfur. I think I'll go over there and get that. Oh. Ah! Fingers hitting the wrong button. So yeah, I do miss the old days. When the community could self-manage and cheaters and assholes were dealt with swiftly, not encouraged. Which, let's face it, they are encouraged now. Both cheating and assholery. Ooh, that was a laggy response. over that direction now. I mean, this was intended to be a farming run of mineral mining anyways, so... It's been a rather successful one, I'd say. 40, 40, almost 40, 40 and a half. The rate this is going with the amount of metal that I'm getting and the amount of sulfur I'm getting, I should be set and not have to do any other farming runs almost the rest of the wipe, which is kind of nice. It's funny, on this server, since it's a PvE server, there is a way to teabag. I mean, that's just hitting the control key as if you're going through and doing that. But no one does it other than to say hi. Because there are plenty of people who don't use their mic and don't type in chat. So you run across somebody and you do that. That's this game's version of hi. Somebody built at the head of the stream. I did not mean to shoot. That was accidental. Palusma. That's a new name. That was my coffee cup hitting something that it shouldn't have hit. I mean, it's an interesting placement. Now the question is the other side basically a boat base or not? Nope. They just decided that they were going to build a base way out in the middle of fucking nowhere. At the head of a river. I'm going to guess they did it because it's near harbor. So that makes sense. If you're near the harbor, you're near a source of a lot of different things. I mean, this close to harbor, you're guaranteed loot. Person, but it's not. So I get it. They're near harbor so that they can go down here and farm loot. They also have the advantage of being right on the river, so that way they never run out of water. Since you're supposed to stay hydrated in this game. Yes, I realize there's a whole lot of stuff to mine right here. I'm just gonna go through and kill the bear while I can. I did that purely because of this. So that puts my PvE distance at 269.5. My NPC's at 278. It's not the longest by any stretch, but that puts me in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 5 for PvE. NPC top 3. So I'll take it. What I'm going to probably do is get somewhere down in here, create a crappy 1x1, and then build the boat base later on. Excuse me. That way you guys don't have to suffer through watching me try and figure out how to build even worse boat base. The other thing I've only done once is I've built a heli tower once. And again, I went with an evil worst design that was not so much a tower, but a flat base. But I built it where the heli was going, and I built it very early on a wipe. And then the helicopter never went by it again. And that was a wipe that I also was able to steal somebody else's base because they were not going to play anymore. So, or at least that wipe they weren't going to play anymore. So they gave up their base willingly to anyone and everyone who wanted it. Well, I know one guy who went there, raided it for stuff, and then left. I went in, claimed it under myself under the TC, and then promptly didn't use it at all, other than a couple of times to try and hit the heli. But the heli never really came close enough for me to get it. Also, only done launch site once. I probably should do launch site more often because it would be advantageous to me to do such, but let's face it, I'm lazy. Man, metal, sulfur. Okay, that's mostly. Oh, there's a lot of sulfur over there. Kind of don't want to go through and do it though because of the river. If I try and cross this river with the clothes that I have on, they're going to get wet, and then the wet clothes tend to make you freeze to death. Alright, time to build a little ship one by one, I think right about here. This actually wouldn't be a bad one by one. Alright, let's see here. We need to pull out some of the stuff that we've been collecting. So we're going to pull out that, and we're going to pull out that, that, and that. Okay. Grade 2. Okay. There's chances of fitting another foundation in there. Oh, okay. Alright, tool chest. Common. Tool chest. Okay. Build that. Okay, you can go in there. You're going to need to go into there as well. Need 2 more of you and 2 of you. Okay. Skin box. Let's see here. What kind of door can we throw on here? Kind of near the boat, so let's go ahead and do a boathouse door. And that can go back. That can go back. That can go back. Actually, let's pull you and you, and let's pull you back out. And I need to pull some of that out. Sleeping bag. Sounds good. That'll work. Home and harbor. Okay. Need some low-grade fuel. Pull out just enough for that. There we go. I wanted it on top of the tool chest. Let's go ahead and pull out and build another one. Okay. Too cold. Okay, let's blow that off. And now I can go to main. It's just enough to allow me to do what I need to down there without putting undue stress on me. That was a very successful run as far as resources go, because that is a lot of resources. Didn't do so much with the stone and wood, but I wasn't planning on it either. It's my quick amount of metal fragments and wood for quick things to do. Okay. Top Goated Shadow, how are you doing? Somebody showing up on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. This is why I multi-stream, because the occasional person that sees me on more than one platform. Oops. I'm doing okay, other than fighting a migraine, but I've been fighting a migraine for 6 days now, so. And I gotta agree, you gotta show love to the rest community, although it depends on the community members you're referring to. This goes back to a longer conversation I was having earlier with toxicity and Rust, and toxicity in gaming in general. I was reminiscing of ye olden days, and proving that at the rate I'm going, I'm going to be a grandpa. Asking people to get off my lawn. Joy of inventory management. Just spent an entire day cycle going through and farming a crap ton of stuff. Let's go ahead and turn you on. In case you're curious, this server, you'll notice I have like doors missing from a lot of stuff. This is a PvE server. So don't be concerned if you see me running around like I have no care in the world, because I kind of don't. Yeah, I agree. Agree wholeheartedly. It's frustrating to see what used to be a self-policing community back in ye olden days turn into what it is nowadays. Yes, if this was a traditional regular server, doors would be constantly up everywhere. I'd have shotgun traps everywhere, but yeah. This is a total PvE server, so I don't have as much to worry about. I love PvP in first-person shooters. I don't love PvP in survival games. Simply because it just... If I want PvP, I'll go play Battlefield. Or, dear God, if I really want to poison myself, Call of Duty. I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. It's a different environment, I will say. And this server had been relatively quiet with not a lot of toxicity, but that's changed recently. Overall, though, it's a pretty good server. Well, thank you. I appreciate you thinking I'm funny. That makes 3 people. You, my wife, and my son. I just try and have fun. And drink plenty of coffee, which I'm on cup number 3. I'm just getting disappointed because this is the last cup I have without making another whole carafe or individual cups. And I let it sit there too long while I was farming materials, and it's cold. And if you've played Rust, you probably recognize these designs, because Evil Worst Special, Evil Worst Special. And then I have absolutely no idea what this person's doing. Oh, trust me, coffee is life for me too. I used to not be a coffee drinker, and then we had a kid, and yeah, I turned into the biggest coffee drinker known to man. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. only problem is should have been further south or further down the hill, down near my furnaces. Thought I heard something. You collect the eggs, and you eventually could put the eggs, combine them together, and get stuff out of them. So, bronze eggs give stuff like the Easter basket. I believe the bunny ears come from the bronze eggs. And then from if you get 10 bronze eggs, well, actually, let me start from the beginning. 10 of these eggs combine to make a bronze egg. 10 bronze eggs. Oh, bronze eggs also have just regular resources. 10 bronze eggs combine to be silver eggs. Those have other like armor pieces and lower level guns and some, I think, like high qual you can get in the silver eggs. Ah! It's because I got attacked by that friggin' wolf. The silver eggs, when combined together, can give you a gold egg. You got to combine 10 of them together. The gold egg is where you get the nice stuff from. You can get the multi-grenade launcher, you can get an M249, that kind of stuff. Didn't want the barbecue. Not quite enough there. Okay. Yeah, getting stuff like the M249 and the other stuff is ridiculously nice. I forgot I had extra stuff there. I'm not going to bother pulling that out. Let's see here. That needs to go downstairs. This can go here. Trying to finish inventory management that I was doing a little bit of. That can go in there. That can go in there. One of these has building supplies. Is it this one? No. Good enough. Can you raid people on the last day? So this particular server, which is Ozrust, is the name of the server. Yes, it's run by a bunch of Aussies, but don't hold that against them. On the last day of the wipe, you can, it's called Purge Day, and you can do all kinds of raiding. They also have been doing raidable bases, but they haven't had a chance to put them in this wipe yet because, well, they have real life to deal with too. So. But the raidable bases is stuff that they just copy pasta, and then they have varying degrees of loot in them. Sometimes there will be absolutely nothing. Sometimes there will be tons of stuff. It just depends. The Purge Day, everything's a free for all. Everyone and anyone can raid anyone and everyone else. Where's that corpse of that thing that I killed? Aha! There she blows. I jacked the settings down on the environment earlier, and everything's got this red tinge now. Down here. Am I just blind? Which is entirely possible. I could be completely blind and just missing it, or it could have disappeared. Don't care enough. I'll take the metal instead. So yeah, Purge Day on this server can be whack. It could also be deadly quiet. It really does differ from wipe to wipe. Get despawned. Oh well. Not like I need it. So I've had wipe cycles where I had nothing done to me, and I've had wipe cycles where they leveled my entire base. Like last wipe cycle. It's a 5x. This is a 5x with half decay. So, and it's on 2-week wipe cycles. At the first 2 week, it's just wipe of the map and then starting of a new one. Second wipe cycle is the blueprint wipe when the forced wipe happens. You know, the typical face punch, hey, we're going to wipe you once a month. Kind of wish that didn't happen, but, you know, I get it. So yeah, they make it half decay with a 5x. They do have kits. So I'm an Elite Plus donator. I donated to them because I enjoyed the server, so I can get the Elite Plus donator kit, and also the Build Plus kit. So they got the typical kits. Zone Manager is kind of broken right now, but normally it'd be a PvP zone wherever you drop the chopper or a cargo plane or stuff like that. The only PvP zones right now, other than Purge Day, is in here. They made this a PvP zone, but they walled it all off. Now, there is a way to get in there, which I have done to go resource farming, but that's the only PvP zone right this second. All the dynamic ones aren't functional. You can see the wall from here. And there is a way, if you follow that part of the island and then go up near the wall somewhere over there, if you stay on the wall long enough, you actually get into an area that lets you loop back around and climb up to the top. And they got a tower up at the top, and there's a tower somewhere down in there as well. It's... I don't think they realized that. I reported it at first because the rule for the server is no bases bigger than 4 squares. And I get it, because 4 squares is a freaking ton of area. So I reported it, and then one of the admins said, yeah, that was intended. Okay. Still a violation of the rules. I don't care if you're the admin or not. I'm not quite sure what the hell this is supposed to be, other than somebody went a little hog wild with their design here. And that one's reversed. Always use hemp. Hello. So there's the usual scientist murderer things that you can see in the lower left. So people try and go after those things, obviously. But otherwise, it's a relatively calm, quiet server. It's nice because I hate PvP in Rust. So I needed something that I could go through and chill play, and that's what this game can do. So you can see that one tower right there. I have no idea what the hell the intention of that thing is, other than maybe they're intending to go through and make it like a arena thing. I don't know what the intention of this is. Sort of called Jewel. That's the other thing on this server. Clans, what they call them. Or if you prefer guilds or prefer whatever the hell you want to call it. It's capped at 5. Right in the ass. Can't remember if this... Yeah, it's... you can kind of see it down where the server time is in the lower left. There's a little people icon and then 7 of 150. There's 7 people on right now and 101 sleepers. This server usually caps out about, highest I've seen is 35, and that was on a Sunday evening, I believe. For the most part, though, it sticks around, say around 20 to 25 is the average. Later on in the day, of course. Trying to do that this time of day is never that many people on this time of the day, especially on a Sunday. Oh, poor Undergnome. He got successfully probed. I've noticed that most of the PvE servers, with some very rare exceptions, have very few people very few people on them. But that also makes sense because a lot of people prefer the PvP, and there's not as many of us that prefer to not have PvP. One of these days what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these things together. So I'm going to have both of them right next to each other. Just 'cause. Oh, I gotta go on the other one actually. I know for a fact I'm burning wood right now with nothing in it, and I know what I'm burning it on. I forgot that I still had that running. I'm probably going to be getting off here in a couple minutes, unfortunately. On Sundays, I can only stream for a couple hours, which, how long have I been on? A little over 2 hours right now. But wife and son are at church right now. They'll soon be on their way. And then it's usually lunch, family time with them, that kind of stuff. And then I might get back on later tonight. Hopefully with less of a migraine that I've been freaking fighting for a week now. Although whether I'm going to actually play Rust, I'm not sure. Might play some Battlefield tonight just for something different. I try and stream as often as I can. I had a nice stretch where I was off for almost 2 weeks from work. Wound up streaming every single day, almost all day. It was great. Hope it goes away. You and me both. Between the weather and stress from work lately, thinking 6 days of migraine. Go ahead and turn this off because I don't want that running while I'm spending time with the fam, because my luck, it'll still run its way down to nothing. And then I'll have to farm wood, which there's one thing in this game I hate, it's farming wood. Stone and metal, I'm fine with. Farming trees, ugh. I don't care what they say, the chainsaw doesn't help. I've been to the new excavator. I have seen it from afar. I have not physically attempted it yet. Mainly because the only time I got diesel was the tail end of last wipe, and there were already plenty of people that were running that thing. And this server tends to have, since it's PvE, it tends to have a lot of people that constantly float around that damn thing. One of these days I'll get to it. Just like when I stopped playing Rust before, the oil rigs hadn't even made it into the game yet. So I still have yet to go and do any of the oil rigs. So far, I have never done military tunnel because that wasn't in the game when I stopped playing before. I haven't done the excavator pit. I haven't done the power plant. I've done only about half the launch site. And I think I've done everything else. Yeah, I've done everything else. But I had stopped playing Rust years ago, and then I just recently came back to it. So it's starting to grow on me again. So I need to do more of it. I haven't done the whole, and I've never done the oil rigs. I need to go through and do the whole puzzle thing where you got to put in the correct electric fuse in order to use the key cards to get into certain areas and that kind of stuff. I need to do it. I've just been going through and scrapping the electric fuses because I really haven't been interested in doing it. So it's one of those things I need to do at some point. I just haven't. And it's a mixture of laziness and, I guess, not caring. So, alright, well, the wife and son have texted me they are on the way, so I'm going to go through and see who I can host up on Twitch at least. That's the only one I can host on. And I do multi-stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. So, I go by the same name on all three platforms. It's nice and easy. I can host Bob Ross. About the only one on out of my entire list of people I normally watch. I think that's what I will do. I'll host up Bob Ross. Because why not? So, hopefully I'll be back on again tonight. I don't know. If I am, I don't know if it'll be Rust or Battlefield, but we'll see. But thanks everyone that stopped in. To Go to Chatto, thank you for hopping in on YouTube. I appreciate it. It's nice to be able to talk to people. Rick and Dave, good to see you as always. And I'll see everyone later.